We're on now. So welcome to this LSE simul stream with Daniele Vocaturo. I'm Christian Schiøler Hansen, and I'm joined by my co-commentators Daniela and Ivan. This should be some fun. And let's try to look at the games here.
Yes, they still haven't started now.
Start now.
Okay. Okay.
You see, does everything look good? I think it looks good.
Yep.
So we have Jun Hao here.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, Grandmaster Vocaturo will play white in all games against 15 challengers here of varying degrees of strength. We'll see how he does it. Has any game?
And we have 1 hour for the Grandmaster and 30 minutes plus 10 for the challengers.
We do.
So
We do.
we started. So the first is our closest again.
Does the control?
This is
Daniela?
Christian, give me.
Yeah.
It's the same problem as. Wait, give me a second. I will.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I will. Okay. Yes.
I think you can try.
Okay. Yes. But we don't need to move. Yes. But we don't need to move now. No. We can just talk about the opening. To move across the scene. Yes.
Yeah.
So okay. We have a close decision, which is something that Daniele has playing since he was a kid. So it's one of his favorites. So probably not something that he would play against top players, but one of his favorites since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Let's try to move for the games. I think we have to go to the simul. Yes.
Yeah.
So we have 15 games going. Oh, here I see something very interesting.
Oh wow.
I see how Ivan,
what's the
name?
What's
Gambit. The Latvian Gambit. Okay.
Yes.
Christian.
I know
Yes.
Jun Hao likes to play the Latvian Gambit. He plays on a lot. Against the Grandmaster, we'll see how it works out. But
Certainly
I
a
think
position. I have to say.
Sorry, Ivan.
Certainly a brave decision. Brave as well.
well.
Yes, I think that Daniele hasn't been reviewing this opening in the last days. So probably it's not a bad idea. We will see.
Jun Hao has definitely been studying theory, and this, we'll see if it's enough. But it looks interesting.
Yes. I remember he was. Well, we should have told Daniele that everyone here is very tactical. Then we have some more standard openings. Anything more interesting here? We have someone who's so brave as to play knight c6.
Wow.
This nice move that yes normally Christian, maybe you can say something about this player who's playing black.
Roberto Patino, he played last year as well, and he's been playing in a few tournaments. But I think he said it's been a while since he last played. But I think this is a good opportunity to show that he still knows how to move the pieces.
Right. Where is he from?
I believe he's from Venezuela. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Maybe correct me in the chat if I'm wrong.
They have a good chess tradition there as well. Now I don't know how they are doing now, but in the past they had Eduardo Zaga, who is now living in Spain, and who did some results.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at
Let's see.
To the Abhinav game maybe.
Where is Abhinav?
Because we saw close Sicilian, right? And I think this is a deliberate choice by Daniele, because Abhinav is known for his very aggressive style, and an open Sicilian, I think it would play into his hands. So I think it's a strategic choice here by Daniele.
I'm actually surprised that Daniele started with d4, c4. I would have expected something like c4 against Abhinav. Yes.
This is a sharp variation. I think they call it the Grand Prix or something.
This one?
The one against Abhinav. This is like Grand Prix.
Isn't this one? Isn't this one the game against Abhinav? This one, no?
Daniela, I think people are saying in the chat that there's an echo with your voice.
There is an echo with my voice.
Maybe try turning the TeamViewer audio off if possible.
Let's see how I do that. Maybe people also technological than me can tell me how to do that.
Yes. Oh, it might be OBS. Okay.
If not, I can just. Let's try. What about now? Is it better? I cannot see the chat. So
I'll probably reply in a few seconds.
Yes.
Let's wait for a response. We can look at another game here. Ivan, do you have any games that you'd like to look at here?
Most of them are just the early stages of the opening, so nothing really special.
Let's look for. There is something. It's so something interesting.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. No, interesting in the sense that it was weird choice for black. F6. We have another very daring person here. I don't know.
This is a new member of the society. He's an up-and-coming Finnish player who happens to be my flatmate as well.
Finnish. You're Finnish. You're a flatmate. Okay.
Going for F6. Well, he's protecting the pawn, but maybe you want to show what could happen in this position if.
Yes, it's Ivan. Maybe you want to comment in this position on this opening.
Well, in general, I don't really like move F6, I would say, because of the theories. The first thing is it weakens this diagonal towards the king, so there are always some like king E5 ideas, which could be very dangerous. And the second thing is this move F6 is not a developing move. Like, it doesn't bring the knight up. I would prefer something like knight C6 to defend pawn, because it develops piece and then protects the pawn, well, exerting control in the center, so I would recommend it.
Ivan, I think in the...
It's weakening this diagonal that I have just highlighted, yes. And so we can expect some, probably there will be some sacrifices in this game, and we will see. It's for sure when there is F6, the game that follows is often white tries to, to get the full point quickly, so we will see.
I'm just going to try to look at there's some complaints about the echo. I'm going to see if I can sort it out.
They're still?
Yeah.
It's still happening. Okay.
Okay, I tried something. Let me know if there's still an echo.
Okay. Yeah. Let's try.
Right.
Hopefully.
I don't think that's right.
We will see.
Oh, much better. Much better.
Much better.
Right,
okay.
Let me try doing this now. Let's see if this works. Yeah. Meanwhile, you can take a look which games do look interesting here. Yeah. London, yeah, it looks like a London.
Pawn structure. Okay, except for knight on c6, I think we have something quite standard. I think the knight on c6 is going to be a bit of an obstacle for black because normally there are some counterplays. I'm sorry, I cannot really read the arrows, but normally there are some counterplays with c5, with into c5, which here won't be possible because there is a knight. So we will see how black intends to create counterplay here. But maybe after this game, probably you won't put his knight there anymore. We'll see. Then let's have a look at some. Daniele is playing in many games, I see. But here we have a more classical.
Just gonna try going ahead now. So I see if this works. Sound.
Yes. Yeah, okay. No worries. So here we have a more. It's not opening. Yes. I think it's a more classical Petrov defense. No.
Yep. Against Max.
Mm-hmm. So. Max is the player playing black, no?
Yeah, although Queen f6, well, I'm not so sure about that move.
Mm-hmm. It's not very...
But they teach you to develop your queen too early, right?
Where, yes, that's normally a principle in the openings, no? You shouldn't develop your queen too early. Or it will be attacked and you will lose it. Or at least you will waste some tempo to defend it. So that's not the best idea. What else would you have played, Ivan, instead of Queen f6? What would you have played instead of Queen f6?
I'm not very familiar with this version, but I do believe that there are some lines where you go knight d7, try to challenge the knight on e5, or even some lines where you go bishop d6, try to attack, harass the e5 knight. But this line is very theoretical, and you shouldn't really play it without any specific preparation, I would say.
Yeah, especially I think Daniele has been playing this thing with white for a very long time. So probably he's doing well here already. What kind of player are you, Ivan? More solid or tactic like everybody here?
I just consider myself a very positional player.
Ah, okay.
Trojan or Karpov, they were my favorite players.
Okay.
I love Petrosian's exchange sacrifices. I thought they were really unique.
Yes, I love them too. Like I'm not a positional player, but I love them too. How can you not love them, no?
True. But now I try to diversify because I feel that nowadays as a player you can't really play a certain style because people can easily prepare attack your weaknesses and so on. I'm also studying some games from like Alekhine.
Okay.
Some games from Tao just to try to diversify and change my style.
Mm-hmm. Well, sounds great.
All the masters.
Tal, for someone like me, Tal, you can understand it's God, but yes. So what do we have here?
We have
a more.
Jasly is playing here. I don't know his style. I haven't seen his games too much.
This was our knight f3, one knight f3 opening.
Yeah.
Yes. And we have a more started position where black has this double pawns on the c file. I don't know, Ivan, do you know if there's any theory here or we are already out of theory with this black pawns?
Well, the move knight f3 is a core part of my repertoire, but I haven't mentioned before. Yeah. So I would assume that this is not part of the theory. But one knight f3 is a very complex line where you can easily transpose to many different options like 1d4, 1e4 stuff in some cases. So I wouldn't pretend that I know all the details of knight f3, but I will say that this is rather unusual. And although I'm not sure that black has enough for these double pawns, not to mention the fact pawn down, which is not a good thing.
True.
Yeah.
Which is definitely not a good thing in the opening to do. Right. But what about, because both of you are living in London now, no?
We are.
And what about chess there? How is it going? Do you have any tournaments or?
Well, we have. Yeah. Ivan.
Yeah, most things are online nowadays, even tournaments. And, yeah. Most of them don't have prizes, which is sad.
Yeah, I know. I think my last tournament was last December, so I actually played in the London Chess Classic, but so. By the way, Sidit Abhinav is really doing here. I don't know if has he sacrificed anything. No, but he's really wow. Abhinav really doesn't wait.
No, I mean, yeah.
What's happening here?
He is. I think he is by nature a bullet or blitz player.
Oh God. So black now white has to play king h1. If not, he's losing, no? Because we have. Shall we?
Analysis board, sure.
Analyze because if he plays king.
Let me just do
f1.
Knight h2 is decisive.
Yes. So maybe like this. Black has knight h2, and not only is white going to lose the rook, but also the queen, no?
Yeah. So nasty tactic.
Wow, Abhinav is really. So you have to go king h1.
Maybe he's trying to go bishop d7 or something.
Bishop d7? b7.
Bishop b7 with a very nice diagonal here. Yeah.
Because just
it's down for sure.
Just to be like complete in what we say, because here if black plays this one, white can take with the queen.
Yeah.
So we are not losing the queen, we are not losing anything.
Yeah.
But you're saying black wants to play.
Oh, knight e5. Oh wait, but you have rook f4. I guess you have to.
Let's go back to the game, see what he's talking
yes.
about. So knight e5 was played.
You played knight e5. Okay. Huh.
I think you have to go rook f4, otherwise you.
Yes, you have to play. Okay.
Or then the knight and rook will be hanging, and you will lose material.
Yeah. So what you were saying is, if queen takes sorry, let's see, draw. Pawn takes, and you have the double attack here, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So rook f4 was played and queen d6, getting out of there. But now it doesn't look as dangerous, does it?
With white, I would be a bit afraid here.
Yeah.
Afraid, because some c4 ideas. My queen and rook look kind of exposed. I don't know.
And I'm underdeveloped, and the pawn on e6, I don't know if it's going to hold. I mean, it can hold, but in the future, it might easily fall, because we know, I mean, an advanced pawn, it's nice to have your pawns advanced, but if they are too advanced and you cannot protect them very well, they might fall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, but here Daniele is pushing. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Probably he will avoid c4 this way, or maybe Abhinav can play c4. What if he plays c4?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
So you're saying c4 here?
I don't know.
Let's try.
No, maybe. No, okay. Okay, maybe Daniele would take the knight.
Maybe a knight takes?
Yeah, knight. Yeah.
No, okay, but yes.
What do you think here? Looks scary.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it must be difficult to play against Abhinav in a simul.
Yeah.
Tricks everywhere.
We have in the chat here, trading queens is not Abhinav's style, so that's pretty true. Let's go check out another game here.
Yes. Yes. You can choose the game.
Let's see which games. We have Boyo Grande playing here. Let's see. He usually plays Scandi. Okay, but this time no opportunity for Scandi. This looks a bit more traditional, right?
Who is Boyo Grande?
Adil.
Adil. Yes. Okay.
He's a veteran from the society. Yeah, what's happening here is...
This is a bit more classic. Yeah. I don't know the theory, honestly, because I don't play this thing as white or black either. Maybe Ivan is a bit more familiar with this.
Well, I would say at this position, I mean, the evaluation really depends on whether black can castle, because right now he can't, because the knight would hang. So if he can castle, and then maybe he would have a good position, because then he would have this outside passed pawn. But if he can't castle, then he's just gonna get mated. So
right,
it's just true.
So we will see if he can get castles. And now if black takes, now we have the bishop taking on b5, I guess. And then it's going to be probably a bit bad for Black's team.
It looks very exposed here alone.
So we will see. This looks like a promising for White.
Let's see another one. What else do we have on here? Oh, we have a lot of trades. We have a lot. Looks like wait, are we going? Oh, it's already over. Black resigned already.
It's over?
Oh wow, let's look at this game. This is Ruslan Polovinko.
Ruslan.
Let's see what happened here.
He's also a veteran of the chess society.
We have a lot of veterans playing.
So we have the same opening as the one against Abhinav. But okay, this maybe we can pause a little bit here. I did this mistake as I did this mistake as Black once in one of my games. I allowed my opponent to take my knight on c6, but then you find yourself with this pawn structure, which is actually quite bad. It doesn't give you counterplay. Okay, my game was a bit different, but as far as I know, it's not a great idea to end up with this structure there. So maybe that was one of the problems of the game. Let's check. Yes, this is more or less how my game went also. Yeah. White has a very, he will have a free attack for nothing because Black won't be able to create counterplay.
This looks nice for White.
So he weakened all his pawns, and now White has an open file here. The bishop developing whenever he wants, and the other rook coming. I see something like this, and probably this is over.
Looks very natural for White.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
So for those at home, if you take, then got a nice action.
Yes. So let's use a bit of imagination here. So Black is already down a pawn. Now even an exchange. I guess he went e7. Okay, it's a huge material advantage for White, no? So
few more moves. Yeah, looks tough for Ruslan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now White can even take on h7, and here Ruslan resigned. Yes, it was. We are sorry for Ruslan.
We hope Ruslan will bounce back. He always does.
But I hope, I don't know, I remember when I was a child and they played Grandmasters in Simuls, it was actually nice even just to play.
Yes.
That was. I actually played Daniele when I was younger, and I lost very badly. I remember I wrote and I was so sad because he was like the Simul we were playing. It was at a club here in Rome, and I was very young. I was around 12 probably, and there were other kids. And basically, if you managed at least to get a draw, you would have a book as a prize. And I really wanted the book. I wanted at least a draw. But I was even more sad after I finished, because then he started giving draw to all kids. Because he's always like that. Even nowadays, when he plays kids, he just gives a draw, to make people happy. But he didn't know that the club was giving books as a prize. So I guess that the club director then told him, look, not too many draws, because...
That's expensive draws.
Yes.
That's interesting,
So what do we have here?
We have Thomas Goldie with the black pieces. Also, one of our veterans here, 3 years.
Yes, and he's above 2000. I remember he was also
playing. He's a strong player. Yeah, we can look at the. You want to take a look at the opening here?
Yes, let's have a look. This is again. Okay.
It's a theme today.
The same thing.
It's a theme.
I also play like this sometimes with Black. It's nice because you avoid all the attacks that we saw in Ruslan's game, and also in Abhinav, it was Abhinav who attacked. I guess that against Abhinav it's impossible to attack, but it's instead with this e6 for Black, for White it's a bit more difficult to attack. The kind of positions that we get are a bit different.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had a quite normal opening.
I think this is very solid. Black has no real problem here.
Yeah.
Yes, if I were Black here, I would be very, very happy.
Absolutely.
Looks like probably now he will just have to be a bit careful. Careful.
Yeah.
white is threatening, of course, to get the bishop, because he would be attacking queen and bishop, and we know that having the bishop here is quite a nice advantage. But I don't see more than this. So yeah, probably here I think they will play for more moves, many moves.
Yeah, I think you can just sidestep.
Okay.
Let's go check out some of the other games here. Anything that springs.
What is Unicorn Knight?
Oh, this is
we haven't.
Elliot, also a veteran, but he's been gone for some time and he hasn't played that much chess, he says. But he's playing.
Did I know him?
Elliot, yeah, you might have met him on one occasion, but he wasn't.
Okay.
Wasn't always around.
Okay, I have to say that he was very creative as black. He gave up pawn immediately.
I don't see the point though. Why would you just play e5? Why couldn't you just shut out?
Yeah. I think, well, I guess that he knew that e5 is one of the possible, let's say, breakthroughs in the center in this opening, but this normally happens after black has developed his pieces, and to be honest, it's not even so common. Not even maybe, I don't think that e5 is such a common breakthrough for black.
Yeah, I've never seen it before, to be honest.
Okay. I mean, not here, but even later in the game.
No. Yeah.
No, normally black doesn't play for that. So yes, definitely wasn't a wise choice. Maybe as Ivan was saying, something like this. Although normally you don't put the bishop there. Normally, okay, it's a weird opening because he played both g6, putting the bishop here, and this pawn pushes in the center, which resemble much more the Slav opening, no? But where the black bishop normally goes on this diagonal, on the f8, a3 diagonal. So it's a bit of a mix of everything here, which is difficult to say how black should have played. So
I didn't know where the move e5 could possibly work. I think there was a line where you play bishop g4, knight d7, then you take on f3, and then you go e5. Then maybe that line might have worked.
Okay, because then maybe you have some counterplay with knight h5 and things like this.
Because then you would have enough control over the e5 square after you take the knight on f3. Then you wouldn't lose a pawn. But now it's just a free pawn, obviously.
Yes, so it was a free pawn, and Daniele took it. And I guess this is how the entire game went. Yes, white is okay.
Are ruthlessly accurate. You lose a pawn, you lose a game usually.
Yes, and now you're losing more than a pawn, no?
This looks very bad for Elliot here.
If you watch have you guys watched the series Queen's Gambit?
Yeah,
of course.
So if you have watched it, this would be a good moment to resign.
Okay.
Yes. Ivan Scheibel.
But it was very interesting. I don't know if you did it, but when I basically paused every time I saw a study or a position or something, and I tried to solve it.
Yeah, I think actually in one of the games, they replayed Morphy's Opera House games. I think I saw. I think that all of the games were taken from real games. Yes, or real studies. Also because behind the film, behind the series, there is Garry Kasparov. Yes.
So
that was a good choice.
That was definitely a good choice.
Let's see. Okay. What else do we have?
Let's see how the game against Abhinav went. Where is Abhinav now?
He's right here. Yeah. Oh, he's up a pawn. Interesting.
What's happening?
Wow.
Okay, and he has a bishop pair.
Let's see what happened since we looked last time here.
Yes.
So we looked at this last time, right? C4 takes. That's what we looked at. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Okay. And then you win. Yeah, you're talking about the weak pawn, right?
Yes, as we were saying that before, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
How you can't really hope to keep all your pawns if you push them too much. So that was the fault of the opening, I guess.
Yes, and Abhinav's happy to grab some material.
Mm-hmm.
And then still looks very active.
Okay, now, yes, Daniele is threatening to take here, but I think that Abhinav will just put his bishop on f6, maybe.
Yeah, I think he played rook f7 here.
Rook f7. He played. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, this is all analysis.
Okay.
Get the queen out of the way here.
He wanted to keep his bishop there.
Yes.
True. Makes sense.
And here. So trying to control the file here. But Abhinav's still up a pawn.
And he can take the... What happens if he takes the pawn on b2?
On b2, yeah.
Queen d8, but I don't see how that works. Queen, because if I can just take queen,
yes,
rook takes d8 and just go even king g7, and your knight's hanging.
But even back with the rook, I mean, everything is...
Yeah, even that is winning.
Yeah.
I think black's just completely winning here. Although you should never relax too early, because that's the way to get swindled.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, grandmasters.
Maybe
swindlers. Yeah. I know.
Maybe he can hope to do something like bishop h6, but still it's not working.
I'll just go back to rook even some lines.
Huh? So where?
No. I mean that doesn't work. Maybe something with the knight on d5, but I don't know. I'm just trying to understand, because I'm trying to understand what was the purpose of this queen d2, if not because queen d8 doesn't seem to be working in any case.
Yeah.
Or maybe the purpose. So where was the king? Or the queen was on f2. Maybe the purpose was to exchange the bishop there.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Well, normally you shouldn't trade pieces now when you are down by so many pawns.
Yeah.
It's just so strong, black's pieces, that if you don't trade them, then you're just gonna get made.
Yes, true.
It's no problem.
True. And maybe if you manage to trade the bishops, then maybe you can take also e-file and get some counterplay, but it won't be easy.
Yeah, maybe try to set a blockade on the dark squares, although that seems far-fetched, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. I think that Daniele is very lucky that there isn't even Harry playing there. Together, like they would have. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think some of the games finish here. Of Roberto.
Roberto lost.
I think Roberto has resigned here. Let's see what happened in that game. So we just looked at the opening, right? What went wrong here?
Oh yes, with the knight on c6. Let's see if that was the...
Yeah, the knight on c6. What was this? Sorry, the right approach here.
Let's see how that.
So just some trades.
Black, because...
So knight e5. This is like typical London stuff, right?
Yes.
Reinforce it with 2 pawns. It's very nice. Where you can do that in the London.
Yes, and then normally you can use your pawns to attack on the king side as well.
Yeah. So F6,
which is what I think Daniele is doing here.
Yeah, yes. F6.
F6 is an interesting move, which is weakening e6, although I don't know if here it's such a big problem because white cannot really attack it too much, I think.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what happened.
It's what happened? Okay.
Yeah, double up with more attack here on the pawn.
Yes.
And then knight's coming in.
I just thought that maybe black has enough pieces to defend it, you know?
Yeah, it kind of looks that way, but it is still very passive.
Yes, yeah, very passively defending. Oops.
And this is all because he has this knight on c6, because without the knight he could just play something like c5 and hope to free his pieces somehow, but yeah.
Yes.
That makes it difficult.
So yeah, and now he tries to go for e5, but but that frees the square here for the knight with a nice little fork.
Double attack, yes.
So yeah, and then it looks quite tough, and he resigns.
He resigned here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But wait, what's going on? There is the queen. Sorry. Yes.
Let's
go on. Yes. There's the queen attack.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go back here. Any other? Well.
So how many games do we have on?
We still
12.
A lot of games. Oh, yeah. Elliot resigned, as we looked at earlier. Ruslan resigned. So we still have 12 games going on. Do you want to look at any particular ones?
Let's look at the first one. Let's see what happened here. This is Jun,
This is
no?
Jun Hao, yeah. Also a veteran here. And he told me he's been studying Daniele's openings and looked at Gioco Piano, and he also plays at Gioco Piano. So, but well,
you know, when I play a tournament, I also look at my opponents' openings. If they are below or above a certain level, I just give up because they simply play everything.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. What's the point of preparing against a grandmaster? I mean.
It's and I think that Daniele, I've been seeing him playing everything, literally everything. So it's
tough. It's a tough one.
It's tough, yes.
But what do you think about this position here?
And indeed, here well, I think that John was surprised a little bit. He still has these double pawns on the C file. I don't know how much that is going to be a problem because the C file is not open at the moment, but it's certainly not something nice to have. So we will see if that will, well, although he can at some point maybe push C5 and try to exchange pawns.
Yes.
I think Daniele now is pushing on the E file. No,
that ball has been turned off. Sorry, let me just turn it back on again.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, Daniele, you think you're still controlling it? Ah, there we go. I think it should be back now. Yeah, let's continue.
We are back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
Nice. Oh.
So yes, we were saying, Ivan, maybe you can also comment on the position, but all I would say is that yes, Daniele is pushing on the E file, but at the moment Juni is defending. However, his king is going to be stuck in the center, and I think this is going to give a quite good advantage to Daniele for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. And the thing is that, yeah, I see that Black probably wants to go King F8 and try to castle by hand.
Artificially, no, yeah.
You still have the pawn on H5, and I also have some ideas of taking on E6, and then going F4, F5, and just completely breaking up in your king's position.
True.
Yeah, maybe we want to take a look at that. So what you're saying is, let's say King F8. You want a castle, right?
He wants
do you want to take immediately here, Ivan? What can you see?
No,
I think you could.
F4 or something like that first.
But you could also take, no?
Could as well, yeah, because you can't take with the rook, yeah, because H5 hangs, so yeah.
But also F4 looks good.
So you can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is suggesting that white doesn't want to move the queen away from the center. Yes, but if it's for a pawn, maybe you can do that. No, it's referred to this position. No.
I think this looks nice.
Well, it's a pawn up.
It's a pawn up. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see what is happening. No, nothing.
Although wait. I think we got something wrong because on Queen H5 there is Rook H6 and then
you can show.
H2 is hanging.
You want to show?
Yes. Let me just. So we were saying this variation, no? After King F8.
Yeah.
If we take immediately, this might not be working because there is Rook here, and we are. This is almost winning for black.
That's a good point.
If it's not winning, because I think it's forced checkmate here, no?
Yes. Bishop H2, Bishop F4, Rook H1, then King H1, Queen H4.
Yes, we want to show it. I think Bishop G3 a bit more careful, because if you go to F4, then when you do Queen H4, there is Queen H3.
It depends on where your queen goes, though, because if your queen goes to F3, I can take the knight.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
I just think that this is
checkmate,
right. You know.
Bishop D3 is better.
This looks
I agree.
Completely winning. Yeah.
This is a checkmate, so you cannot really go that way. So maybe Ivan's suggestion F4 first is better. Is simply better. is the way to go.
Like
so you are.
Yeah, and then you go rook h1.
Yeah. I mean, now there is we block the square. Sorry, h2, so that's safe at the moment. We don't need to care about it.
Yeah, that's a big point. Yes.
Solved. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see what did they play? Do we know what they played in the game?
Let's have a look. Okay, so
he went king d7. He wants to castle on the other side, but it's probably
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, he's running to the queen side like Buckhouse all the way.
Okay.
Can I say something? I don't think he's planning to go to the queen side. I think he's just planning to sit with his king on d7 because he's saying, "Oh, my king is very safe. I'm protected by the c7, c6, and e6 pawns, and I'm just gonna sit there, and then you can come at me. Because if I go to the queen side, and everything's pretty open, and a b file, you know, we could play b4, b5. So
yeah,
true.
I think the king's best place in d7. It's just a good concept.
And probably he also wants to bring his queen and other rook on the king side now, and then attack white's king probably.
That's the plan, I guess.
He might try to do something like that, maybe pushing the h pawn, I don't know, a bit further, trying to open up the white king. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't be so sure here, but probably also white has some, a nice knight that can do something. So, okay, g3, g5, maybe not at the moment, but looks like white is also doing something now.
Yeah.
So, we will see what happens here as well.
What else do we have going on here? Oh, we have some games that have ended. Pop and Sons, the brave f6 player.
Again?
Here.
The brave f6. Okay, but he lasted more than others who played.
Nice, that's nice, mate.
He lasted a long time.
I didn't see it.
Let's have a look here.
So Daniele played very classical. He just developed his pieces in the center.
Wow.
Wow. Castles. Calm.
Okay, I see how he lost. That's very nice.
So here,
Castle rush.
So
don't let them see it.
Offering the queen, but
for the checkmate.
Checkmate here. That was nice.
How do you call it in? I know the name in Italian, but there is a famous
Legal's mate, right?
Yes, it's still Legal's mate.
Legal's mate would be with the knight here as well, right?
Yes, it's very, very similar.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, but that was a nice one.
Yes. So the f6 player gave us the nicest game, probably.
That was a very nice game.
Yeah. I'll put this as our puzzle for the week.
Yeah, true. Could do that. Let's see, Lord Momo, Judy. What's happening here? She has just traded rooks. She's going to trade rooks, maybe. Yeah.
Judy is someone else who came this year,
Judy was here last year as well.
Okay, yes. But probably So what's happening here? Well, black is doing nice, no, or not? Well, she's down by a pawn,
but has this pawn, but maybe it'll just be a weakness. What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be a weakness soon. The thing here is that probably her pieces are not very well coordinated. She has a rook on the a5, the queen is on the other side. And I don't know if it's so easy to take the queen back on the queen side, because there is where black has to find counterplay. But I don't know, what would you say, Ivan?
Well, I thought this was a bit weird, because this kind of reminded me of the game Petrosian Reshevsky. I'm not sure what it does for you. But if you could somehow get a blockade on the light squares, then black could even be better, even though she's down a pawn. But unfortunately, black's just not in time here. Because I was trying, instead of rook takes c4 to go queen d3, but the problem is that the pawn on e6 is hanging, so that's a pity. We just missed.
You mean even before rook takes
I was trying to get my queen over, but it doesn't work because the pawn on e6 is always hanging.
Yes.
That's
so true. So you are trying to play queen d3 here just to show it, but the problem is that we trade rooks and then this pawn is hanging.
So sad.
We have to use a bit of imagination here. Yes, that's why I don't know. Okay, she played knight d5, but now Daniele, okay, this move is smart because yes, it attacks the rook, but it also prevents the queen maybe from going, you know, here or here, because the pawn is still hanging.
Yeah.
If the queen moves, so I'm not so sure that white can really, you know, keep the position here, because next probably Daniele is also going to play c4 or not. Do you think this is a good move?
It's definitely a possibility, I would say, if we could somehow like push our pawn all the way, like get it. There's a possibility to just push it all the way, I would say. I'm not sure whether it actually works. We'll have to see, I guess. But I like the move queen c6, where it's just kind of putting his queen in an active position. He's attacking the rook while keeping an eye on e6, so the queen can't move again. And if moves could draw. And if you lose the a pawn, you just lose the game. So
yes, but it's definitely a nice move. Shall we move on?
Yeah, I guess we should.
But is she the only female player here? Judy, is she the only female player on the simul?
I think so. Yeah.
That's a huge problem for us. We really lack women here playing.
That's one thing I don't understand. Women have their own titles, you know. Like if I had a daughter, definitely I would encourage her to play chess. So shouldn't it be more of an incentive to play? That's one thing I don't understand.
To play here.
Like, in tournaments in general, because you can get the women titles, right? Isn't it?
Yes, but I think it's of course a huge topic. No, we would spend hours on this, but I think it's a more of a cultural matter, and how parents don't really see chess as something that they would want their daughter to do. I guess they would prefer dance or ballet or whatever else. if she has to do an activity or music or something else. But I don't see why, you know, a normal parent, I mean someone who hasn't been playing chess him or herself, why they should want their daughter to play chess. I don't know, for example, if I can think of how I started. In my club there was, I think, very few girls. I was probably the only one at some point, and it's very difficult if you're a girl who, you know, is used to having at least someone around her of her same gender. It's very difficult to continue playing. It's not an environment where you would like to play. So the problem, I think, is there. But yes, I was, for example, teaching a young girl, and she dropped chess. She didn't like it because whenever she went to the club, there were only boys who were quite aggressive, you know, quite aggressive in the terms they were behaving. They were, you know, pressing the clock very hard. They were always talking, always shouting, always, you know. So she really didn't like that. There was no other girl, and she simply stopped playing chess because of that. So yeah, it's
no, I see.
Probably
so,
yes.
The is that women don't play chess because not enough women play chess, and then it's
yes.
like a cycle.
It's a cycle.
Hopefully we'll have a Queen's Gambit effect here. A good change.
Yes, although I don't know, you know, Christian, that's the point, because you watch the Queen's Gambit and you see this girl drinking all the time. Do you really want your daughter to do that?
True.
That's like what I was thinking while I was watching the film. I think, okay, they could have made it a bit more okay, but I guess that their purpose was not to get people to play chess. So
it has increased a lot of chess activity. I think chess.com had released some stats that there's so many new users and players. So that I think there's definitely some Netflix effect going on.
Yes, and I myself have been contacted by many people who just, tell me I have what I want to start, and I'm sure it's because of the Queen's Gambit. But none of this is a woman, so
yeah.
still we have quite a long way to go there.
All right.
Okay, let's see.
I think Abhinav, something happened in Abhinav's game. I think I heard a little bird singing something. Let's see what happened here. What is going on here?
Oh, swindler.
Okay, it's still interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Also because, he has how many pawns? 3 pawns for the piece.
Yeah.
Which is normally a good compensation. Okay, normally you should have those pawns together, not scattered around like this.
But this is typical Abhinav position with isolated pawns everywhere.
But he should, he might have some counterplay with the C pawn, although his rook on f7 is also passive. Like his queen cannot do everything alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you want to go back and see what happened here?
Yes.
Yes, I'm surprised.
So Abhinav did take on b2 here. That's what we talked about.
He took? He
took on b2 here.
So Daniele's idea was simply to centralize his pieces.
Yeah, so he's got some nice action going on. Oops.
Yes.
Sorry, my arrows here. Retreats, takes the bishop. Okay. And a little check.
Ouch.
Oof.
That's a tough one.
So the mistake was to play. He didn't see this tactic.
Yeah, this didn't say it. The queen is defending both here.
I mean, I would have expected, everything except that Abhinav would have lost because of a tactic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not easy because look, if you go rook b8, then I have rook takes e5 again, and then bishop f4.
You mean here? Wait, let's
instead of b6.
True, that's true.
Rook
that's
b8.
true.
What did you say? Sorry, Ivan.
If I go back rook b8, which is what I would definitely want to play, like just bring my rook back, doesn't work again because rook takes e5 again. And then
bishop f4.
E5, bishop f4.
Yeah.
But okay, you are not forced to move the rook, no?
Yes, that's
you could play, for example. Okay, but still it's difficult. It's a difficult position, huh?
Yeah. Let's see what happened in the game. He got the knight at least.
Okay, we have to remember that yes, Abhinav is very tactical, but we have to say that also Daniele is. I mean, that's his kind of play. So if you give him just one chance for a small tactic, he will definitely see it.
Yeah.
So
from my experience, it's not just Daniele, it's basically every single grandmaster in the world.
Yes, I mean normally if you give them a possibility, I just meant that in general Daniele's style is a bit more tactical than of course at those levels everybody, I mean, they play everything. They can be positional just like tactical now, so it doesn't change much unless they play against each other, at high levels. But he was definitely, let's say, he grew up in terms of his chess life as being a very tactical player. So
yeah. And here I see Abhinav resigned because there's I think there's some back rank stuff going on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rook d8 will be decisive.
Yes. So that's a tough loss for Abhinav. He looked like he was doing well in the middle game.
Yes, he was definitely. I mean, I think he can.
Yeah, I mean, when we looked at
it, he can take this. He can be very, very happy about this game, I think, despite the final result, because the final position maybe wasn't that easy. Maybe after rook takes b2, if we can go on.
Yeah.
Maybe you can play like something like f4 here. I don't know. No, after rook e1.
Yeah.
So white plays. Maybe black can play f4 with F4. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Maybe with the idea of going bishop f5, so that then you can move your pieces.
And
I don't know.
C2 might be weak as well.
Yes, if you manage to put your bishop there.
It looks very active for black, but yeah, it's tough playing against a grandmaster. That's just the way it is.
Yes, no, of course, maybe it's okay. Who could have guessed it on rook b6? Of course, if you don't see the trick, it's easy to do a mistake. But yeah. All right.
Let's go back.
So who is left?
Let's see who is still playing here.
We have still 10 boards. Wow.
Yeah, most people are still playing. Which game do you want to look at here? Sam Williams. We haven't seen him.
Let's see.
Yes, so he's also new this year, a master's student, I think.
Shall we see the opening?
Do you want to go through the opening?
Let's see. So we have a more C4. Standard English opening, no? C4 opening. Which is what I was expecting against Abhinav. It's kind of. So we have Black, who was trying to be a bit more aggressive here on the king side, but then all of a sudden he decided to switch to the queen side. Yeah. He went with his queen on b5.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Which is fine, but normally if you're playing on one side, you should stick to that, because then you're just going to do a mess here and there, and you're not going to get anything anywhere.
Yeah, usually you want to be really strong on one side before you create a second weakness. That's the principle.
Yeah.
Usually.
2 weaknesses.
Yes.
The 2 weaknesses principle, yeah. Here we are very far from applying that, but
but yeah. The pawn would have to be like all the way.
But black is very, very aggressive, no? I mean.
Oh yeah.
It started with g5 with yes. But you know, it's better, because in my experience, if you just try to play for a draw against grandmasters, they will always find a way to, to do something. So it's just better to start attacking and try to force them to defend a little bit. Although here, okay, black probably doesn't have such a strong attack, probably. Also because white has this nice bishop along the diagonal of the black king. So that's definitely going to be a problem.
If you can open up that diagonal, then I think black's in huge trouble.
I think white.
Oh yeah, because e5 is just really weak, and this whole diagonal is just completely vulnerable.
I agree.
Consider like something like bishop d4 or just trying to trade it, but I guess then you could even play rook e6, so that would be hopeless. I don't see a way for black.
Yes, there's no way to defend the pawn, no? I mean, defend the pawn and avoid opening the diagonal.
Yeah.
So...
Looks like he's gone completely wrong.
So, yes. I think that here white is going to have quite a pleasant position. I mean, he already has one, but I think it's going to become even more pleasant in a couple of moves.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, shall we have a look at another one?
Sure.
Let's see.
We have some endgames here.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Which one?
We have some endgames, like.
Some endgames, like this one against Unicorn Knight.
That's over already. I think that he resigned.
It's over. It's over. I'm sorry. There are the results. So where are the endgames against Jun?
Okay. So, Bishop Knight endgame.
So Jun managed to. Let's see how it went since we left the game. Wait, is this the same game I'm thinking of? Wait, I'm confused.
Which one should we look at?
Junhoi. Looking at Junhoi, yeah.
So the knight.
Wait. This is not the Jun that I know. Is he?
Sorry.
Is this the Jun that I knew last year?
No, this is a new guy.
Okay. That's why I was mixing up the games, because I remember that Jun had the game where he was trying to run away with his. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, what?
That's a different one, yes.
Okay.
That's Jun Hao.
So what's happening here?
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
What happens? Okay, so they traded rooks. And now Daniele isn't taking on g4, because if he takes on g4, he's going to lose something, right?
Yeah, looks like that.
I cannot really...
let me try.
Because I'm not in analysis. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yes.
After takes.
It's pinned.
the rook will be hanging here with check.
Yes. Yep. So you cannot really do that. That's why he played knight f5. But still, of course, despite losing the pawn, I guess that his position is still very good.
Mm-hmm.
And now there are some problems because, okay, so he simply lost the, no, what's happening? Oh, there is queen c1. So if you take, no?
Yeah, queen c1 with a nice fork.
Mm-hmm.
But black seems to be playing very well, no? Is he?
Black is a decent player, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
He's been getting into Buckhouse recently. I've been playing a bit with him online. Yeah. But he's a decent chess player, yeah.
So let's see what happened here. A couple of checks. And
can you guys let me know why he didn't take on g4? Can you guys tell me? Is it like knight e3? Yeah, knight e3, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Ivan?
No, I was thinking why did he play rook d8? But yeah, if bishop takes g4, then we have knight e3, I think.
Ah, okay. So if bishop g4, but on knight e3 there is queen e6.
Then I take the rook. The rook's hanging. Are we on the same position?
The rook is hanging where? No, I think we're not in the same position. I am at move 31.
Oh yeah, right. Yes, that's the exact position.
Okay. So where is the rook hanging?
You want to go to analysis board, maybe?
Yes.
Oh, because it was black's move.
Yeah. Oh, you try here.
So you want to try bishop g4?
Yeah, but then knight e3 is the problem, I think.
Is it working? Oh.
Wait, instead of rook here. Okay. The rook is hanging because it's there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I was looking at a different position with the rook still on d8. Mm-hmm.
I think that's why.
So you cannot play that because the rook is hanging, of course. Yeah. So you have knight e3. Yes, I agree. This looks like it's winning. Mm-hmm. Yes. So what they played in the game instead, if we go on.
Yeah.
He went rook d8. It's just very interesting.
Yes, there were a lot of turnarounds here as well. So of course it would be would it be in black's interest to exchange queens here? I guess so, no? Because white has a worse pawn structure. So, and white also has the knight, which is not that great to have against the bishop when there are pawns on both sides. So he tried to go ahead, and why didn't he take on b5 here? Because what's the problem? What's the problem of this?
I can't quite see what the problem is actually.
I don't see it either.
Well, this looks nice, no? Because now you have your bishop coming, you have two passed pawns on the queen side.
I think it was a mouse slip. He wanted to play.
What was played here in this position?
It was played c5.
Yeah.
So it might be. It might be.
It's the famous mouse slip. The infamous mouse slip. Yeah. It might be.
It must not be very nice to miss your chance against a grandmaster because of a mouse slip, no?
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah.
So, and Daniele took the pawn, of course. So this is basically blundering the pawn. I'm sure it's a mouse slip. Yeah. Yes, definitely, it must be that way. We will ask the player, but
you can ask him.
Yes, I'm sure it's a mouse slip.
Yeah, but now it just looks very well.
It's not
straight a pair of pawns somehow.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I feel like we need to get v6 in somehow, but then we can bring our king in. So something like the Karpov-Kasparov game, where Karpov needed to open up a file, so he played knight g2. Something like that.
So something like this to trade a pawn, having a knight here, or what?
I don't know how we can get that in.
But I think here it might be a bit easier. Like if you bring if you take your knight to f3, and then you're also attacking g5, like let's make in this turns.
Yeah. And if we put f4, we bring the king over to the queen side.
Do you want to show?
He would have to.
Yeah.
If you get with the knight on f3, probably he would need to have his bishop on e7, or I'm thinking because that way he also keeps my king away.
Mm-hmm.
But and that way he also prevents, let's say, the move h4. But I can, what can I do? Well, probably, is it? Interesting.
Is he going to play king g3 and h4? So he's
I think we have Harry in the chat saying a knight on f3 and a king on c4. Yeah, that looks like what we are looking at as well. Yeah.
Yes, I was also thinking that, but if you have the bishop on e7, you should look for some Zugzwang to. Probably you can create a Zugzwang with the king goes on c4 and then pushing e5. You can probably make it even without pushing e5. Yeah. So this must be very good for white.
Yeah, but this is very nice. I think this is just the simplest. You just play king g3, h4, and then you have two passed pawns, and we can go on h5, h6, and g pawn or queen.
So do you want to go here, Ivan, and start pushing your pawns, g pawn?
That's what Daniel is doing, and I really like his idea.
Let's go back to the game. We're a bit behind. Oh yeah, that's what he did. So you see king on g3 here.
Oh, okay.
Ready to support this.
Oh, it's actually nice because the knight on c6 is blocking the bishop from going on the same diagonal as the the d8 h4 diagonal.
Yes.
And it's also forcing the bishop to defend a7. So okay, we missed that.
And now we go h4. Yeah, so trade some pawns.
That's why he's a grandmaster, I guess.
Yes, and we are not. Yes, I know.
Sucks.
All right, let's look at some other games. We have Patrick. The game's already finished. Patrick's also second year here in the society. Let's see. Do you want to have a look at the opening?
Let's see. It's still an English opening standard. Okay, b6. I'm not very familiar with b6 and book b8. And I see that Lichess doesn't find any. Oh, there is one game. Played in 1977. Okay.
Maybe he's been studying some old games.
Yes. I'm sure.
Yeah, Ivan, do you know any Russian masters? As the resident Russian schoolboy, do you know any Russian masters who have played this?
Are you asking me? b6 and rook b8? No, because they would say, "Oh, you're not developing anything by playing b8, are you? Why won't you play d6 and bishop e6 instead?" I guess they would say something like that.
Okay.
It would probably be against the spirit of the Russian grandmasters, no?
Absolutely. They would say something like, "This I don't believe. Don't believe."
This does not have anything. There's no luck. We trade. Well.
Yes, there's.
The pressure, but yeah.
White has a nice play with his bishop pair and everything. And some extra pawns.
Yeah.
Which are not bad.
Looks like a conversion task.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trades queens and then just pushes the pawn, I guess. Yeah. And then it's just other pieces.
Okay, this is this is easy to win, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 7 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses.
Wow.
Let's see what else.
Let's see.
What is the Pollo Grande again?
It's Adil. Let's see what's happening here.
Yes, let's see, because it looks very...
Oh, wow.
So he has just attacked the queen with the knight on e4.
Can I take the pawn?
Can I take on g7?
I guess I can.
I think so, and I'm also planning some checkmates, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be making the next move.
And I don't see how black can defend from that.
Yeah, he does take.
Probably queen e8 he has to do, but it's so passive that... Okay, of course, black is up by a piece. I guess that Daniele has sacrificed that, no?
But I can even go rook a7, and now I'm going queen c7.
Yes. Looks like it's completely winning. So queen e8, rook a7, as Ivan was suggesting, and we would be winning, I guess.
Yes.
There's no way to stop. Yes, rook here. And checkmate. This is what's happening.
That's probably is going to play that.
Yes.
Wow. Even faster.
How could we miss this checkmate?
even
we weren't looking, that's why.
we were looking at the skewers, right?
Yes, of course. We were a bit more sophisticated.
Wow, the caveman wants the checkmate. So
this is really like puzzle stuff.
Yeah. So that looks like a checkmate next move.
I really hope that Daniele won't be watching this streaming.
What else do we have? So we have a lot of games finished. We have just the game finished as well. See how did it finish? Yeah.
Which one is this?
This is Jasly game. Wait, let me get this back on. Oh, this is analysis this one. Yeah. I think he's new to the society.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's not nice.
How many members do you have now, Christian, in the society?
I actually haven't counted because the Give It a Go membership expired recently, so I haven't seen the new numbers.
Okay.
But I think it's a bit lower than last year, just because everything is online and everything.
Yes, of course, makes sense.
But see, even though black has checks, you can capture and protect the rook at the same time.
Yes.
So yeah, resigns.
And I remember when I was at LSE that it's not just students that are interested in chess, but there were also some professors that. Has anyone joined the society?
No.
Not this year, I guess.
It's online. It's on Discord. I don't know if professors are that familiar with Discord. But,
yes.
But we're happy to have them, of course. It's always fun.
Of course, you will have to wait for next year.
Yeah, hopefully we get some vaccines and we can go back to sweating in an LSE room and playing some chess. So that would be nice.
Yes, good luck with that.
What else do we have? We have Darius White here. Game is still going, but looks like White has some healthy pawns in the center here.
Yes, looks like White is up by 2 pawns, and the D pawn seems just ready to move. Yeah. If you just okay, but he's first blocking everything.
Yes.
So he's really not giving black anything. Not even allowing f5. Smart move.
This is then technique. Watch and learn.
Yes, first you prevent everything, you wait. I've always thought that was one of the biggest differences between grandmasters and club players, that they know when to wait and when to go for their plan.
I think not even club players, even other masters like us. Didn't you say?
Yes. All right, so now the pawn is just going.
Now it's gonna get up and become a nice queen. Yeah.
Yes. How does it work when you play an online simul? Because normally in a real simul you have to wait for the person who is doing the simul, you have to wait for him to go all the way through all the games, and after that you can move. Is it the same here?
Well, actually, I don't know.
I've never
tried the leashes simul.
Because I see that they are moving very fast.
Yeah.
So that's why I was wondering. We still have a couple of games on, so
let's have a look.
Only two.
Oh, Thomas Goldie has resigned as well. Looks like.
What happened?
So we saw the opening, right? And he looked quite solid last we saw. And
yes.
knight e4 was allowed with the. So I guess he takes the bishop here. No, he doesn't even take the bishop. Okay.
No. Okay.
What do I know?
Probably he's thinking that the knight is stronger than the bishop because the black bishop cannot really go anywhere. And now c5 is weak, so he's attacking c5. Okay, now he gives the.
Opens up. Oh. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
So
also...
he took the bishop only when he saw something.
Yes, and well, good point, because winning an exchange. Yeah, and
right.
I guess it's just a grind from here every time. Okay. But yeah, that was
only one. Who is the last one?
Is Max Pearson is playing still with 23 seconds on the clock.
Ah. Well, I was going to say that the rook on d5 looks a bit stuck there, but
now suddenly it's active again.
Wow, so Daniele has 30 minutes still on the clock.
Wow.
And black is. But they are playing with +10, no? So we have they have an increment of 10 seconds.
Yeah, Max's biggest problem is not his position. It's not the clock. I mean, it's his position. It's completely.
Yeah. You can never trade rooks here, of course.
Yeah.
For those at home, because there's only 2 steps away from queening afterwards. So yeah, this looks very lost for Max. And it looks like Daniele Vocaturo is gonna crush the field today.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Impressive.
And very impressive.
I was really hoping for Abhinav. That's
yes, that was an interesting game, that's for sure. Maybe we can ask him people after the game if they wanna say something. And we had the unfortunate mouse slip as well from Junhoi. C5, I think, yeah.
Okay, this will be an easy win, right?
Yeah.
Now the king is going, and the pawns are just too fast. You could probably win even without the rook.
Yeah. These pawns are just so strong.
Yes. Especially once they reach the 6th rank together, it's over.
Yeah.
No.
And now the rook has few squares to go to.
And probably we will have a check. Oh, no, okay. Yes, simply the rook doesn't have any square to go.
Yeah, and now getting a queen next move. And
he resigned. Okay, so we have 15-0. Wow.
15-0. Well,
it was fast.
To Daniele Vocaturo. That was quite fast.
Yes. Should we call him to say something?
Yeah, sure. If we can get him in here, that would be good. Let's hear his thoughts about the games.
He must be coming. Okay, let's wait for him.
Yeah, we have people in the chat here.
What are they saying?
Members. We have 48 members currently. I think that's perfect.
Okay.
So that's quite a lot lower than last year.
It would be nice, for example, if they could stay in the chat and see what Daniele comments on their games and see how if they could reply.
Yeah. So I can tell them here in case they're not watching already.
Let's see if we have Daniele with us. We'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was quite tough. I didn't expect it to be so fast. It's 15-0 here.
Right.
But
Daniele will be joining us soon.
All right.
It's I think that they are chatting on the chess.
I see. Oh, yeah,
instead of chatting here.
I see. We have an fellow Italian here as well, Sam Williams.
Who?
I have to say. So he was very excited to play Daniele.
Who is this one?
Who?
I mean, who's the Italian?
Sam Williams. We saw his game. Let's see. This was his game here. Yeah. Oops.
We are not on.
Yeah, the game where the bishop opens up here.
I think we have. Just a second. So, non so se vuoi mettere questo, non sentirò però.
So yeah, congratulations.
Non so come fare. So we have the webcam. What about the microphone? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. Can you hear us? But we cannot hear you. So wait, give me a second. Maybe the audio thing is here. No, I cannot. Okay, maybe we just wear these ones. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I have to wear both. Okay, so Daniele will be.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Well, Daniele Vocaturo, congrats. That was a fast. You beat everyone very quickly. 15-0. Wow.
Yeah, but I got a bit lucky in some games. I was outplayed in 2 games at least, I think. And in the last one, I think I was totally lost, and maybe my opponent got some mouse slip. I don't know.
Oh yeah. You want to take it? You can show it if you want.
Yeah, of course, it would be nice.
Yeah.
So maybe let's check the one where I think my opponent had a mouse slip. Maybe we can go.
C5, no?
Yeah, maybe we can go directly to this position. Well, actually, I have to tell you something about the opening.
Yeah.
So my opponent played this opening that it's called the Latvian Gambit. And let's say that at high levels is not supposed to be the best opening. So I kind of underestimated my opponent, because usually when you play against a really strong opponent, you don't expect such an opening. But then he totally outplayed me in the first part of the game. Yeah, maybe we can go to some interesting moment. Yeah, also this point, it's really interesting because I thought I was a clear pawn up. You see, I just got d5, and I'm going to develop my pieces quite easily, and they should be a pawn up. And I made some simple moves, and suddenly I realized that things were not so easy because he's going to develop some strong attack on my king side. So I tried to react in the center, but my opponent played really aggressively. Maybe you can tell me something about my opponent. What's his strength? Because he really played strong in this game.
Yeah, I think it's around like 1700 or something like this. He plays a lot of Latvian gambits. I know he's played against me as well. So I think he's a Latvian specialist.
Okay.
He's been studying the theory before this game.
Yeah, I don't know where I went wrong actually, because I still think he should be okay for white. But you know, look in 2 moves, what happens? I take a pawn, and he plays really aggressively, like developing all the pieces. He gave some material, but look here, no, the bishop are attacking my king side. The queens might join the attack from h5, and this is the first move where I started to realize that, you know, maybe something is going wrong, because when you play f3, you are defending the center, but you're also weakening the king, and in the long term, this might be a trouble for white. But still, I was kind of confident. But yeah, what do you think about this position, Christian?
Well, we I'm not as qualified to speak on this position, of course, but we definitely thought it looked very, very spicy, the position. We looked at a lot of lines where, the bishops, again, as you said, looking down here, could be dangerous in the future. So we looked again later, and it was the end game. And I think he made a mouse slip, I think.
So he made a mouse slip.
And C5.
He made a mouse slip.
Yeah. But that's
I guess.
Maybe you can, if you can show
I guess this is the point. Maybe I can get there. Okay. It was a bit unlucky to play C5. We play CB5. Yeah, I don't know. I think white should be lost, right? What do you think, Daniela?
Yes, I don't know if they can hear me, but we were also saying that we were also saying that you would just be lost because he had these two passed pawns, no? And the bishop coming to b6 and everything.
Yeah, not only this one, but also my king is a bit unsafe, and this bishop and queen on the black squares, they can create big problems. I don't know. Maybe I can still try to keep some chances to draw the position with king g2 and knight d5, but okay, those 2 pawns should be winning in the long run. So, well, okay, I got a bit lucky. This is part of online chess. You have to get your chance when your opponent has some mouse leads, but overall, I want to congratulate him. He really outplayed me in most of the game. So, congratulations to him. Maybe we can have a look at some other interesting games.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe the one with Abhinav. We were looking at.
Also.
Let's look at the ones where you were losing first. Let's start from there.
I think it's
which one is it here?
Warrior.
I mean,
we thought that you would play some c4.
Yeah, the nickname says it all. No, it's just. But we spoke a bit before the game, and I told you I was going to play really safe, but I didn't manage. I mean, when you face a really dynamic player and an aggressive player, it's not so easy after all to keep the game balanced. And I played a sideline, but he played really confident and developing the bishop on g7. That it's usually a trademark of aggressive players like King C Indian, Dragon.
He plays a lot of Kings Indian as well.
Yeah, I expected that this should be his favorite setup. And I think I played a game 4 or 5 years ago against a player from Costa Rica, where I played e5. And I won convincingly, although the opening is probably not great.
What was the level of the player?
Sorry?
What was the level of the player?
It was international master, close to grandmaster.
So Abhinav can now make comparisons.
Yeah, but I think I don't know what happened in the game, but Abhinav played much better. He played knight g4, and I thought, okay, I'm going to play e6, and this should be really dangerous. But he didn't care. f5, closing up the center, and now he gets some stability for the king because I cannot really open lines. And I don't know what I went wrong, honestly, because I played d3 like developing move. Maybe the whole concept from white to play e5 and e6 in the opening is a bit dubious because I'm not really well developed, and he has some big activity. So a6, really strong move to play b5 and bishop b7. What's your feeling, Christian, about this position?
There's also Ivan commenting.
Okay. Because I can only see
Christian. No, but Ivan is still there, no?
Ivan sorry.
There.
So, Ivan, what do you think?
After a6, I think it's very interesting. Actually, it's a bit hard for me to say, but I think I would like black here just because black's play is much easier, and for white it's not so easy to generate like some sort of a plan or anything.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I cannot really open lines after e6, right? I don't have any breakthrough in the center and on the king side, and he can simply play b5, bishop b7. And this one might be a weakness after all, no? If I don't manage to exploit it, in the long term, I might simply lose the pawn. And actually, it is what happened in the game, right? Should I play some a4, maybe? Just to avoid b5?
Yeah, that would make sense, I would say.
Yeah, maybe I should have played something like this, just trying to prevent b5, because after bishop b7, the bishop will be simply a monster on b7, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I should have tried something like this probably. Yeah, you played the castle. That usually is an automatic move, but it might be a mistake many times, no? If you're not really well developed. And here, bishop b3 and knight c6. I was expecting bishop b7, but it was smart actually. He wanted to keep the bishop on c8 to attack this pawn and try to exploit it.
Yeah.
I followed up with the standard plan to bring the queen and try to attack the king side. But here, I don't know. Is white already worse? What do you think, guys?
It certainly looks that way to me.
I just like that I can play bishop b7 and be very active, and f5 basically blocks all, as you said, all the lines that you have.
Yeah, really interesting concept actually. What do you think, Daniela?
I mean, I didn't hear what they said, but during the analysis, we were all saying that the e6 pawn might become a weakness there. No,
it's incredible. Really nice concept. This e5, e6 might simply be, you know, over pushing the position. Maybe I should have developed easily like short castle, d3, queen e1 in the standard way. And this is a really, textbook example, no? Like trying to attack in the center when you are underdeveloped, it can simply backfire sometimes. And then let's see maybe the critical moment, because I think, it was over here where I felt I was worse, but at least I could develop my pieces. You know, sometimes you simply want to bring the pieces even at the cost of some material. And maybe I have some kind of...
Can you explain why you played queen f2 here?
So the point is that clearly the rook belongs to the E line because it's one of the only two open lines. And well, for the moment you cannot play rook e1. That looks really tempting to put the rook because of bishop g3. So it was not easy, but I had to admit that my attack didn't have any chance to work out because I simply don't have enough pieces. So I tried to regroup my pieces in the center. And the idea was to play queen f2, maybe queen e3 or queen d2, and then putting the rook on e1 and hoping that maybe, you know, some good centralization in the long term might give some big compensation. It was, I mean, he kept playing really, really aggressively, like attacking something every move. It's not easy to play against these kind of opponents because you really don't have any moment to breathe. And I played queen d2. I don't know. I feel I must be much worse here.
I'm sure, yes.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if taking was a good choice. It's really tempting, right? Because you just play rook b8 and you want to attack the pawn. But after all, you already have some material advantage. Maybe black should have tried to consolidate the position. I don't know. I was thinking even some f4 could be strong and cutting off the bishop.
We're thinking about f4 after rook takes b2. Yeah. We're thinking the move afterwards.
Does it work? Because I have, I think it doesn't work.
It doesn't?
Because I have queen d8, right?
And there is the bishop hanging. Okay.
And this one is hanging.
Okay. So he had to play the move before.
But what about f4 here? I mean, it looks really strong.
Yeah, it does.
I know it's really tempting to take on b2. You just play rook b8, but this one looks kind of crushing because after rook f5, you will give stability to the bishop. And this will simply avoid any kind of counterplay on the line, in my opinion. I guess, now we made a mistake, a tactical mistake.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what he missed exactly.
But what should he do? We're thinking he doesn't have to move the rook, but okay, what should he do?
Yeah, good question. Do you have any? Yeah, I have a threat, actually. I want to play queen d8.
Yeah.
And removing the defender of the bishop. And then I will take something on the E line. You remember what I told you before? Yeah. This is the only hope of counterplay, getting the E line and hoping to strike there. Yeah, maybe you should make some.
Because
I don't know.
Ivan was saying that even rook b8 is wrong, no? Because there is the
nice.
What's happening even here?
Honestly, I didn't see it. I think I was thinking about rook b8 in these seconds when you are analyzing.
Rook d5 and bishop f4, no?
This is really nice. Let's show it. So this one, and after bishop f4, like Ivan is saying, then there is no way to defend this rook, and finally it will be a piece up. So what should he play here?
We really could not find the. I thought f4, but if you say it's wrong,
it's king g7. And no, king g7 is not possible because of bishop h6. Maybe the position is already dangerous for black. What about rook f8 to prevent the check on d8? That was the source of all the troubles. Maybe this is the move, right? But sometimes it's not easy.
What about bishop h6 now?
Bishop h6. So what's your threat?
Well, if you play like rook somewhere here, I want to play rook e5. Is that working?
And then rook e1.
No, and then.
Wow. Okay, nice trick by Daniela. She is also really tricky, like Abhinav. So her idea is that if you move the. Oh wow, this is really nice. But oops, I'm sorry, I did it wrong. But I think you're a bit unlucky because if
because
black,
there is king f7.
Yeah, if black takes, if black takes, this is mate. This is a really nice mate. But yeah, black is Daniela was a bit unlucky because after this one,
you can just move on.
Okay. Yeah, king f7, and there is no way.
And now the rook is protecting.
Yeah,
that's a nice tactic, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so maybe rook f8.
Maybe rook f8 is the move. But I think it's not easy because 2 moves ago it looked like black is kind of winning, putting a lot of pressure, attacking b2, and then in 2 moves you have to kind of understand that psychologically you are not better anymore. And usually in those kind of games it's not easy to switch from this kind of mindset.
Someone in the chat is saying that maybe e7 is hanging, but I guess that it's not really this way, no? Because there are some.
Not clear. Maybe they are right. Maybe they are right. Yeah, because if black takes rook e5, yeah, maybe.
So what if you take the knight?
But if I take the knight, then queen c3.
And
it's attacking the rook.
And b2 is hanging.
Yes. B2 is hanging.
Do they have some idea about this position? What to play with black? Maybe Abhinav is in the chat, or what?
I don't know. Whoever suggested it. What about here? So the pawn is hanging.
Yeah.
Okay.
After rook f8. Now. Yeah, I don't know. I cannot find the move.
It's very Abhinav was very unlucky. So you have a threat.
I have the threat queen d8.
Yes. I don't know. What if? Yes, you cannot give the bishop and then play rook b6, but.
Yeah, I mean Daniela is thinking to give this bishop, but this is a suicide with this king, in my opinion. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
Maybe the position is bad, but he showed that he's a real warrior because even in this position, I thought, well, okay, this should be easy, but he was making some little tricks, f4, f3, and maybe it was a bit late, but I understood. So the best way against Abhinav is exchanging the queens and trying to avoid any kind of tricks. And I played queen e1. Then maybe it's not the best move, but you have to be practical against those aggressive players. And he tried to keep the queens, but now piece up and the king is too unsafe. But again, also he played really interestingly in the first part of the game, and I understand why in the tournament you played last year he scored many points, because he can play really aggressively and strike quickly in the opening and in the first part of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So maybe we can have a look at some other games or some other game.
Just little anecdotes.
Other games.
I think, as I wrote in the chat, Max. Let me remember what was
Max. That's that one. Yeah.
MT.
What's this one?
Yeah. This is interesting because. Okay, let's say we have this position. So what do you think, guys, about this position? What about you, Ivan? What do you think about this position?
Just give me a moment. Let me get it.
Sorry.
Sorry, because I can't see that part there.
So,
I mean, it looks kind of equal, but I don't know if these two double pawns are going to be a problem.
Yeah, usually. Well, okay, white is slightly better, but it shouldn't be enough to win because, we always think that those double pawns might be a problem, but in this concrete case, they are not really allowing white to have a majority. So if you don't have a majority, how are you going to create a pass pawn in the end game? And I think black should be fine. And generally in those kind of positions, they say you have to try to create weaknesses on all over the board, no? Getting some space on the king side, then on the queen side, and hoping that at some point the opponent will crack. So I try to do it, but this is what they say in the books, but in reality it's not so easy to carry it. And he played a really good maneuver here. I liked. There is a move that I completely underestimate. This bishop b5 was a nice move. That is exchanging the bad bishop, and it's nice because he's also, kind of creating a double pawn. So he has two double pawns, but he got some open files and he got some counterplay.
Ivan was saying that he's a very positional player.
Yeah,
maybe he has some thoughts on this. Ivan, what do you think about all these double pawns?
I think it's interesting. It depends on whether white can sort of exploit it to open some lines on the queen side. I would say, if we could stop, maybe we could play something like rook a8 instead of king f7, just stop you from playing a4.
I agree. But from the other point of view, even I have to say that I'm not sure a4 is good, because after b4, somehow I played superficially, I think, here, because after a4, b4, now I have problems to keep this pawn. I don't know. I mean, he's going to use this open file that he has just created, and I don't have a really good way to defend the pawn. I would like to have the king on d3 to keep the structure intact, and defending both c2 and the entrance on e2, and using the rook on the a line, creating some counterplay. But I cannot really pass, this kind of bridge. So actually, I'm not sure even a4 was a good move.
Maybe c3 before.
Maybe c3 is the move. And then I want to try to play a4, the next move. But he can try to be active, like can he do b4? I'm not sure. Probably not. Maybe c3 was a technical move, I think. I played a bit superficially. I didn't understand his counterplay. And in this position, I don't know, he has a lot of counterplay, I think, after rook c8. And my only hope that he was in kind of time trouble and games were finishing. So I was hoping to get this one and maybe in time trouble getting something, because I think I don't have anything here. I can be also worse if I'm not careful. For example, he can simply draw straight away with rook a8. I don't know if Max wanted to win. Maybe. What do you think?
Probably yes, but I think you'll be happy with the draw as well.
At this point, I was happy with the draw. I understood. Or maybe I have still c3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can rook c7 is going. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably I should have enough counterplay, but yeah, I guess it was brave. It was brave to try to play for winning. And well, somehow I think this one is a bit bad, because after b3, my structure becomes really solid. And you remember this game with Abhinav when I had the pawn on e6. If you cannot really support this kind of pawns in the long term, they might be weak. Yeah. And actually, this is what happened. I think in maybe lost a bit of objectivity because he wanted to win, and in few moves the pawn dropped, and this should be technically winning now. In a few moves, it's too much. Maybe there was some other interesting games that you looked from outside. I mean, there were many interesting games, of course.
There was a nice checkmate in the Poppensam's legal style mate.
Yeah, maybe we can have
for the beginners out there. This is a nice one to know.
Yeah. So yeah, let's maybe this is the moment actually. I have to be honest. When I played the short castle, I didn't understand that after 95 I had 95. So I was a bit lucky, but okay, this is a common pattern that you play 95, and when it takes the queen, there is a bishop f7. So where do we have it? In the legal mate, I guess, right? Yeah. So maybe we can. Maybe you showed during the.
No, but we were talking.
Yeah, we can show the classical one. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So okay, I have some problem to remember many times how it is, because yeah. So usually they do the official one we do with bishop c4, right?
I think bishop c4, d6.
D6 they do, knight c3.
Knight c3, bishop g4.
Bishop g4, yeah. And now I think.
I think you take, no?
Yeah, but this is bad. This is this is the example that they give to children. At least I was given this example. But then black plays 95 and you're lost. Yeah. So you should try to improve it. But yeah, even this one is not an improvement probably, no? Because, well, the point is that you play 95, and if he takes the queen, you play bishop f7, the same pattern, and knight d5.
Yeah.
But
maybe we shouldn't have put that knight on c6.
Yeah, but this is the story they tell. At least they told me when I was a child. But then I found out that well, if he plays 95, then this one is hanging as well. So maybe this is working actually.
Yeah, because that's queen b5.
Queen b5. Okay, so nice, yeah. We improved the theory of the legal mate probably. Okay.
That one.
Yeah, maybe this is
queen takes h5, knight takes c4, queen e5.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that I could play this one, but I didn't want to play this one in a simultaneous. That I mean, it's winning. It's theoretically winning, of course. They had to play stuff like this one. Yeah, I remember when I was a child, I was studying this one, hoping that. One day I would have given mate. Never happened. I had a chance today, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. What about some other games? Maybe some.
I don't know which ones were worth looking at.
Ivan, did you have some suggestions?
There were many, but
for.
Yes.
Let me see if there was some interesting. This one is against Poglio Grande. Yeah, to be honest, I blundered the piece here. I completely blundered the piece. I mean, I thought I was totally winning because he's with the king in the center, and he has some problems to develop. You know, to bring the king into safety, because d7 is hanging in many times. So I thought, okay, 94, I take, and now he wants to castle. So, you know, the normal move is bishop b4, and you feel like, he's going to stay with the king in the center for all the game. But then he played a b5, and I realized that now the rook was defended. And yeah, I thought I was lost, and probably I'm lost. But practically, I have some chances because he still needs a few tempi to put the king into safety. Maybe it's not that bad after all. I don't know. I was a bit lucky. Here, the point is that if he takes the queen, I have mate. So he played a really good move, f6, to give some hair to the king. And now I think I should make draw here. If it is draw, I think it is draw, but something like this, I think. Rook c7. I think I should have some positional draw. Because I may piece down, but it's kind of stuck. Or maybe it's not so easy. I was thinking this position, but I thought also, okay, let's keep the queens because I have more possibilities to trick him. But I should be lost, in my opinion, in this position. What do you guys think?
Yes, looks like it's just the one piece up, no?
Yeah.
Okay, still some tempi.
Some to play, but yes.
But still a piece is tough.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just tricky for a blitz game, but it should be lost. I don't know where he went wrong. This was good as well, I think. But somehow still it's not easy to bring the king. I feel like I have some decent compensation.
Yeah.
Maybe this one was the bad one, right? King d8, because he's giving me some important tempo to bring the queen. What do you suggest for black?
I want to protect the knight and then try to play king f7 and g6. That would be my idea. But then in that case, you could still play queen h4 and then try to come in better dark squares. So
it's not easy to play because I have to be careful because you have some queen d1. So maybe I need some prophylactic move, but it might be a bit slow, right?
Yeah, but you only need one move to play h3, right?
Yeah.
And then I won't have any counterplay if you can get h3. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not sure.
Then but it might be really bad.
G5.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about g5. It looks, when you play g5, or it's really bad and you lose instantly, or it's a genial move and you are an hero. But I don't know now if it is bad or good. Okay, now probably it's bad because this rook is hanging.
Yeah.
But for example, rook g8, so that after check, you can play king f7 and the rook is defended. And now if I play queen h4, it's dangerous because of queen d1.
Yeah.
So h3. And now I think Christian, you said g5, right?
Just to block the diagonal.
Maybe
it looks risky to me as well.
It looks risky, but at least you solve a big issue, no? Connected with the queen on h4. Maybe this is really good. Yeah, maybe. I still feel I have some decent compensation because okay, you're not really bringing the king easily to f7, but I have to show something. Otherwise, as you said, I will be a piece down, right?
Maybe something with queen e5.
Or maybe queen c1 with the idea.
Yeah. Made an e7.
Maybe this is. Yeah, rook d7 and.
But what if I play queen d1?
Queen c7, queen e7 or something.
Daniela is right.
Queen
b1, exchanging the queens, and I'm.
Yeah, true.
I'm a piece down finally. No. Still, let me check just one line. I have this move that might be tricky. With the idea, if you take. There is e6, but you have this classy move, I think. And you defend in a strange way the e6 pawn, that it doesn't give me the option to push on e6. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think he was winning. What was the name of my opponent?
I don't know.
Who is Pollo Grande?
Adil, he's also a veteran in the society. Yeah, he's his third year student as well. So he's been playing for a while.
Okay, yeah, no, in the second part of the game he really played well, so interesting. Yeah, I think those were the ones where I was most in trouble. Then, of course, there were some really interesting games, but those were the ones where I was lucky. I think I don't know, maybe someone else, some other games, but how
did the simul work? Did you have to wait for the other game to show up? I mean, is it like a real simul where you have to wait for? I mean, first do all the boards and then
no, it's like automatic. And when someone moves, it pops up. Yeah, okay. But usually you don't have rest because there is always some board. But after after 40 minutes, finally I saw, oh, okay, it's not my move, and I could take a rest and some coffee, because. But okay, the format is good. I think also the time control we set was good because with 30 minutes for me, I would haven't been able. I think
Did you manage well with the time?
With 1 hour, it's possible, but yeah, with 30 minutes, it wouldn't have been possible. But actually, you see this in some streamings that some strong grandmaster they try to put something like 40-45 minutes, and then they end up losing all the last games by time. So it was. It was a good idea to put 1 hour, at least for me, not for your club, but for me it was a good idea.
I think they enjoyed it anyway. I think we have a question in the chat as well from Jun Hao. Daniela, how did you choose your opening moves? He asks.
Okay, this is interesting. So, okay, I will be honest. I feel more confident with e4, and I try to play e4 to the higher rated opponents. And then, okay, try to switch from d4, knight f3. I'm also a player of d4, knight f3, but I was playing always e4 when I was a child, and I feel a bit more comfortable with e4. I think I have more patterns. I interiorized it better. And when you have to play by instinct, I think it's much better to play what you know. So this was actually the way I handled it. But overall, I try to decide for openings where you make natural moves without entering in big complication. With Abhinav, I didn't manage, but
they had prepared on you.
Wow! What's his name?
I don't know. What is your nickname?
Junal. I think you can look at. I can put the game up here. This is the game.
Look at it. Yeah. This one. You know there is a move that I.
But he had prepared against you. He was expecting e4.
Wow. Okay, I got lucky. So, but there is a moment when, this moment when he played queen g5. No, this is the moment. This is really interesting because he played c5, and I.
But this is June, no? He was playing last
year. You've met him.
I was like, he blundered finally because he was playing really well and said, okay, I blunder. I played this one. He probably missed this one. And when he moves the king, I was really close to play queen c5. And then, he pointed out there is this queen f3. And suddenly I'm completely lost because I cannot cover g2. So I felt like, okay, I play queen e3. But then I also missed this idea that queen g5. And suddenly I cannot cover this pawn. I have to play g4. That it was like, I knew it had to be good, but I didn't feel comfortable. It's not the kind of move you want to play in simultaneous. But okay, probably it's working. I don't know what he thinks, but if you don't have mate, the point is that if you try to open lines, like it happened, I played this one. I attack the queen. And I have also this threat, like...
he's agreeing that you're winning.
Yeah, but I was lucky because in two moments I was really close to play queen c5, and I didn't see queen g5, so g4 is really strong, but it's the only move, and it's a bit unfair that not only you play g4 and you win, but also you win a rook as well, no?
I think Christian was telling me that he was expecting the gioco piano, no?
I usually play the gioco piano, so he was going to play e5. But the opening, did he know a bit, or?
Did he know a bit?
Or because this is the London system.
I play the London quite often. I guess I'm not sure how much Jun Hao knows about the opening, but yeah. Good.
good for, you know, blitz game and simultaneous, because you play the first 10 moves without thinking, and then you decide according to what your opponent is doing.
Saying in the chat he had no idea what he was doing. That's why it took so much time. Okay.
Yeah, I feel generally I don't like this knight c5, knight c6 so much in the structure, because the center is really solid, and you should try to find a way to undermine the center with c5. And once you play, when you play knight c6, it's not easy. But I played another game. I don't remember what's the name of the guy.
I think he also played knight c6 and didn't play c5. I think we looked at that.
Yeah, it was thematic simultaneous. Maybe we can put this one at some point, because
Trini is asking, what do you think I should have played after 11 queen e2?
Okay, this is interesting. So
what is his plan after queen e2?
Okay, let's say that this is exactly what I was speaking about, because I have some space advantage because I am white, and black should try to undermine the center. And usually there are two possible breakthroughs. The first one is c5, that, as you can understand, is not possible because I have this one. And the other one is the one Robert played in this game, e5. But once I have those pawns, it's not easy. So I think h5 is a bit over ambitious, but still possible. But this is actually an interesting moment. What to play? Yeah, I don't like black position. I have to be honest. I really don't see any way to get counterplay against the center. But it shouldn't be that bad after all.
It's really like the knight looks so nice on e5.
Because taking on e5 is a bit dangerous to open up the f line. Maybe queen d6.
I'm wondering, maybe bishop d6 and then knight d7.
Yeah, this is what he played. This is what he played. But this one, it's a bit dangerous because of this one, I think. And
then maybe queen d6.
Maybe queen d6 is a possibility, with the idea to take back with the queen. And if you have the chance to castle long, although it's not easy because f7 is hanging. I feel practically it's a bit uncomfortable. Maybe, let's think here. What do you think, Ivan, about this position? Do you have some ideas how to play with black?
Well, it's hard to say. I think it's just really, really nice for white. You know, not sure whether white has a real advantage here, but definitely much nicer to play for white. I would agree with that queen d6, although it's hard to find a follow-up to that.
Yeah, the real problem is that even after queen d6, you're really not going to put the king into safety.
Maybe we can take on e5 or something like that, and then try to go queen d7 and castle long. It doesn't look good, but I don't see anything else.
Sorry, I have to come back. Let's see. Yeah, maybe this is some kind of French structure, and try to put the king on d7, and I don't buy it honestly, but actually I don't think white's advantage is so big here, but it's kind of uncomfortable because the structure is weakened, and when I'm going to play knight f3, knight e5, it will simply suffer a lot. But a nice way to create counterplay with this one, king d7, bring the queen. But maybe objectively, my king is too safe to create such an attack. Maybe I would have played queen d6, but I feel black's position is not so easy to play practically. Of course, if you check with an engine, it will find a way to make it possible. But for humans, it's kind of difficult. You don't have really easy counterplay. But okay. I was lucky that I didn't play Chocopiano.
Don't put the knight on c6. That's the.
I don't want to be so extreme, but it's dangerous if you don't manage to create counterplay against the center. Because I guess he plays this move, right? Does he play this one, the Chigorin, against d4 or not?
I'm not sure he does.
I was expecting.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he likes to play with the knight c6, but it's a bit different in the Chigorin because usually the pawn is on c4 and you can get some counterplay in the center. But in the way we played, there is no contact in the center and it's not easy. Not the end of the world, but not so easy to play, in my opinion.
Yep.
Okay.
We are done with the games. There are some
so many
very,
games.
very interesting games. Yes.
Yeah, it's been some very interesting games. I think, even though it was a decisive result all over the board, I think we saw some spicy tactics and some good end games as well. So I think.
But okay, you were kind that you didn't let Ivan to play in the simultaneous, right?
Ivan, Harry.
Harry as well. I was afraid of Harry. He's really solid and good opening repertoire.
The opposite of Abhinav, probably.
Yeah, the opposite exactly. But I remember when I played in London against him, he was outplaying me in the opening, and I was really surprised how well he was prepared. So you took off some really strong players of the team. You want to keep them for the next time with you as well, Christian, I guess, right?
Well, hopefully we'll see. I hope so.
Okay, great.
But thank you very much for
to you. It was really nice.
It was a great event. And it was very enjoyable commentating with you, Daniela, and Ivan. Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah,
and thank you to you.
Thank you to
everyone who played, and hope you learned something from those games, and you got the chance to play a Grandmaster. That's always something, even if you lose.
Yeah, I certainly learned a lot today, I have to say.
Yeah, me too, definitely.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. I think we'll stop the stream here. So have a nice evening or morning or wherever you are, and see you for another stream hopefully in the future. All right. Bye.
Of course. See you.
Bye bye.